Yeah. I feel like an old man already. My back's starting to hurt. All right, now I have a decision. I can split all that, which I might just split with a maul, honestly, because I don't want to pick them up. But I can split right now, or I can cut up. I got another pile right here. Or I can cut up. So you guys let me know. I'll go either way right now. Split or chainsaw. And it'd be nice to know what you guys prefer to see. Me splitting or me chainsawing, because I can shut my saw off over and over and over again and talk, but I can't, I don't want to shut off my splitter over and over again. Anyway, kind of a random day to stream, but it's too nice. I just made, tonight actually I have a video out talking about black locusts. So yeah, that'll be another good video, just like my last long form video. So be on the lookout for that. Yeah, cut or split, let me know, guys. Let me know. Let me know in the comments, cut or split next. Got another pile of oak right there I can cut, or I can split all of it. I already got a whole boatload of work done. Just cut up all that stuff. Those all logs right there. Split it? All right, I can split it. We'll do that. Oh yeah. That's probably the better idea, to split. Get some of it out of the way. Oh, the back does not like me right now. Not like me right now. Ooh. I'm going to be doing a lot more live streams because those have been doing really well, so be on the lookout for those. Let's fire up the one pole splitter, shall we? Anybody can tell me what this is. I've been getting a lot of it from the guy I buy logs from, but it's quite dead obviously, but it splits like butter and it's already dry. Might be a tad bit wet, but this will be dry in a day. If you guys know what species this is, then let me know, please. Let me know. I have no idea what it is. Guys, make sure to hit that sub button. I appreciate all of you guys. We're hitting the viewer limit right now because I don't have enough subscribers So they're limiting how many viewers I can get right now on the stream. So smash that sub button so I'm gonna go live a lot more frequently. You guys like this stuff? Just got done chainsawing. I'll show you guys. Just got done chainsawing all that. If you guys like what you see, hit that sub button so more people can see it. I appreciate each and every one of you. Out of nowhere. Why? Why? It's pouring. Hopefully it goes away in a second. Damn. Go away. Okay, well, let's go over here first. Under the big tree. Yeah, let's just sit here first. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. It's coming down really good right now. As far as I know, it wasn't supposed to rain today. Oh, that sucks. A lot. It'll go away. I don't know about you guys, but in Michigan right now we're having these super quick flash, like raining type crap. Yeah. I don't know what's been going on every day. Feels like we have a little flash. Happened yesterday too. I'll get right back out there. Don't worry. I just don't want my splitter getting all soaked and rusty and all that stuff. What do you think? Oh. Here's the first maul I ever owned right here. Look at this baby. Skinniest handle ever. Well, I gotta entertain you guys somehow. I'll try to split with this one. If I can get around over here. We can split some oak in the meantime. I mean, the sky, it comes from over there. It's already clearing up over there, so we'll be back out there in 5 minutes. But yeah, that was weird. It just said on my stream, I got up to like 500 viewers or something, and it said that I hit my limit. That I couldn't have any more until I have more subscribers. Makes no sense. Man, this thing is old. Old. Yeah, we're already slowing down here. We'll be right back out there. And you know, I never understood why oak splits so easy, but yet it's one of the most dense woods out there, really. I'm gonna shave. Hey, I think it's Magnum or Maverick, Magnum, one of the two. What time is it in Australia right now? Just curious. I told my girlfriend that that we'd have to go visit some of my subscribers in Australia. Because right now she's talking about she wants to travel, all that stuff. Which I'm down for it, so if I don't gotta pay for an Airbnb or a house, if we can go squat in Australia, sleep on your front porch, be fine with that. Or I'll pay you a little rent. Either way. Have somebody show us the ropes a little bit. This is cherry right here. And with this guy, I let this guy get dry too quick because he's not splitting like he should. It's too dry. Wood's easier to split when it's wet. Alright, we're gonna get back out there. Fair enough already. See, it's these little flash storms. I don't understand it. I really don't. You guys couldn't tell I didn't have to work today, so I'm just dinking around today. Tomorrow I have a full cord delivery, so I wanted to stock up so when I sell that tomorrow I won't be completely out of wood, down there at least. Because everything that's behind you guys I have saved for the winter time. That's all white oak and cherry. So, yeah, let's go back to splitting. Shall we? Should probably put my saw under some canopy type stuff. And dry my phone off. Yeah, exactly. It's annoying. It's just an annoying of mine is what it is. No point to that rain right there. No point. It's still sprinkling a little bit, but that's the cherry right there. Pallets. My plan for next year, storing wise, is all those stacks goes all the way down there. They're not going to be there. That's just going to be pallets. So that back line of pallets, I'm just gonna run them all the way up there and just lay all the wood on top of it. So that's the plan for next season. Yeah, I know, Jesse, it's stupid. It's about the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It popped up. I never heard of that rule either. That's pretty stupid. I don't know why you want to limit your creators and make them not want to make videos. We're getting back. Gotta go get my headphones. And you know what I would love to happen is if I stream 2-3 times a week, get consistent watchers, and then kind of be able to have a few streams, maybe once a week, once a month, something like that, where it's just kind of I'm answering questions and all that. I think that would be cool. Be a cool stage to get to. But yeah, last stream, I got 11,000 views and 23 subs. I don't know how only 23 people, but that's fine. That's 23 more than if I didn't stream. So, I should put my mic on, shouldn't I? No, we'll keep it without. Alrighty, let's get back to split. And hopefully it doesn't start raining again. It's all blue skies that way, so. That's fishing bait right there. Fishing bait. Thank you, Jesse. I would appreciate it. Quite a lot. Yeah, I've been to Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg. That's there a few times actually. I went there 2 summers in a row. I don't remember what we were doing there, but we were there, me and my family. Hopefully you can hear me. But appreciate everybody coming in and watching. I'll have another video up tonight, so be on the lookout for that. Sun came out now. See? It's crazy. Pouring rain, sunshine. That's Michigan for you right there. That's Michigan weather. Good. hoping it's doing well. Thank you for 50 likes. Kind of cool. That's a good number. Sky really cleared up. Really nice out right now. This channel will constantly stream, so if you're on here looking for something to watch on a regular basis, hit that sub button. And when I get to 500 subscribers, I can sell my merch. I have shirts. I have Tucker's Timber shirts, black, gray, and orange. Once I hit 500, I can start selling those. Very cheap too. That'd be like 25 bucks, if that. So. If you guys have any suggestions on what you want to see, how I can make this look a little bit more flashy or entertaining, let me know. I appreciate all the words, Jesse. That's really nice. And that is true, what you're saying. A lot of people my age they don't know that you can make money off of this stuff. A lot of older people don't either. You get a lot of hate that says, oh, once you're broke for so long, you get sick of it or whatever. But I'm doing very well right now. Channel is just spreading my knowledge of how to monetize free wood, start your own little firewood business. And I also share like the stuff I learned along the way. So that's chainsaw, splitters, wood species, how to dry wood, what works best, what I do best, how to store the wood the best, all that kind of stuff. Bundle wood, I do a lot of bundle videos and kindling and stuff like that. So if you guys are interested in that kind of stuff, stick around. See you later, Jesse. Have a good one. I'll have a video up tonight, guys. Talking about black locusts and why I think it's a 10 times better firewood species than oak is. Oak and hickory. It burns hotter and it dries faster. Nobody really likes to talk about it. Everybody talks about how good oak is and all this and all that, but black locust, the BTU on it is gets to 31 million, and oak gets all the way up to 30 million. Black locust dries in half or maybe even a third of the time it would take to dry white oak. So talk about that tonight on my channel. so hopefully the phone isn't gonna die. Billy, I do need a conveyor belt, and it's really shitty that I don't have one. All the splitters that have a conveyor on them, or even a separate conveyor itself, like a hay bale conveyor belt, I looked into those. Only ones I could find are 20, 40 footers. I don't need that, obviously. You see like a 10, 12 footer that shoots right up there. But I was looking at a splitter with a log lift, which would be perfect for this big stuff, and a conveyor. But that's like $9,000, and I don't want to spend that, honestly, because I sell this pile quite a bit. I move it very frequently, but right now this is all kind of just on my own time and that type of thing, and it's just a side hustle right now. But once I start college back up tomorrow, I got my first classes and stuff, so I'll have to see. And the wintertime I have 2 20-foot canopies with 4 rows of white oak and cherry seasoned. They've been under there for 8 months. Rain has not touched it, so that'll fly off the shelf like that. Every year it does. In the wintertime I make really good money, and that's kind of when I look to buy stuff. So yeah, we still have, I don't know if you guys can see it, it's what we still have here. Still got all that. I'm going to Western Michigan. I'm going into sales. I played D3 football last year in Holland, Michigan. Loved it. Loved the team. We made it to the Sweet 16, 10-0 in the regular season. All that, it was really nice. Great team. A lot of brothers up there. Just saw my old roommate yesterday. But the price is just ridiculous for that school. So I moved back down south about an hour. I'm going to Western Michigan. Much better business school as well, and that's kind of what I want to go into. I figure I'd be really good at sales. I already have I'm learning a lot through this firewood stuff. Learning like what people around me are willing to pay for firewood, how to sell it to them, how to market it, all that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm going to school for. I figure I'd be good at it. See you later, Jesse. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. How much do I get for a face cord and then a full cord? Yeah, I need a skidder. I need a mini skid steer or something to load my trailer, because I have a 6x10 dump trailer and I still hand load it. And obviously I hand toss this and I pick up every round that I cut. But my typical price right now, my standard price for a face cord, 1/3 of a cord, a rick, whatever you want to call it, I have it listed for $110. So, but pickup is only $100. If you want to come pick up a face cord, it's $100. I've learned that's a good price around me. People will more than pay that. But for delivery, I give you 5 miles free, and then I do 2 miles or $2 per mile after that. So it's $110. And then that delivery, and then I stack for free, because I upped my price a little bit on the face cord. I used to just do 100, so I upped that, and that's kind of my stacking fee, because I've learned that people would much rather pay for the wood what it is flat out than be like, oh, I'm not paying you to stack it, just do that for free, you know. So I tack on $10 to the overall price, and then I say, oh, I'll stack it for you for free, don't worry about that. And they're like, oh, well, sure. So, you know, the way I phrase it is they message me, they're interested. I hit them back and I'm like, I might take a nap for a second, honestly. I just got tired. Let me take a seat here. I'll sit somewhere. But so they message me that they're interested, right? And then I text them, could I have an address? That's the first thing I always say is, can I have an address? And then they shoot me the address. And I say, all right, for the wood, stacking, and delivery, this is what the price is gonna be. Oh, so that's how my deliveries work usually, right there. In a full cord varies depending on seasoning and stuff like that. So for one full cord, we'll start with hardwoods, right? So this is what I'm splitting right now. This is all really good stuff. I honestly don't know why I'm putting it in here, but I just need to get it out of the way, these logs. This is all oak, cherry, and hickory, what I'm sitting on right now. Oak. There's hickory right there. You guys can't see it. But so mixed hardwoods, if you want to pick up a full cord, I go 310. It's all season. This is all for season stuff. So if you want to pick up a full cord of hardwoods, it's 310. And then delivery, I do a flat fee of 45 bucks. That's it. No mileage, no nothing, because I need to hand load it all, and that takes time. So charge 45 bucks flat fee for delivery, and that's really it. Unless they're outrageous, like hour and a half away, then I'm like, all right, I gotta have a few more bucks. And then I have stacked a full cord before. You know, it takes a long time, and I hired one of my buddies to do it, but I charged 75 bucks to stack a cord. And some people will say that's not enough. Some people will say that's crazy talk, but if it's just me, it takes an hour and a half to stack a full cord. I put my trailer up like this, so it's at waist height, all the wood. And I take a wheelbarrow and I stack it all. But yeah, that's my prices for the hardwood season. And if I can split a cord of hardwood and throw it in my trailer and then sell it to you, I think my price is $285 for that. It's not green, it's just not seasoned. So because all the logs that I buy have already been cut and down for 2 years. So no matter what I sell, seasoned or not seasoned, it's gonna be, the unseasoned is still right at 20% or even below with moisture content, 20%. So, but my seasoned is like 13 to like 5, like dry. So yeah, that's how I do that. And then for a cord of just white oak and cherry, so my premium firewood is my white oak and my cherry. So whenever I'm cutting that up, I make sure to cut it exact length and split it exactly, because when you have that consistency with that good high quality of a wood, I can hike up the price pretty good. So I think for a full cord of a mix of white oak and cherry, or all white oak or all cherry, I charge $340, and then that delivery on there, it's pretty good. I make pretty good money around here, but that's what I'm getting. Those are my rates. Sell bundles for $5, and then I don't know if you guys, I made a YouTube short a few days ago about kindling. So all this crap, literally pick up handful, wrap all your plastic wrap around it, throw it in your firewood stand. I sell them for $2 a pop. I sell those pretty good too. I say per every 3 bundles, 1 little thing of kindling gets sold. That would be my ratio right there. If you guys have any more questions, I like answering questions like this. It's nice. It lets me know where you guys are at as well. Yeah, Maverick, you're totally right. Speed is the name of the game when you're in firewood, but the canopy is just, I got those off Amazon. I went the cheap route for those. So those are just, the brand is Out Sunny. It's called Out Sunny. And they're 220. I have 2 20-footers back there. 2 20-footers are 10 foot. It's either 8 or 10 feet, but I think it's 10. They're 10 foot wide and 20 foot long. I can fit 4 rows of 16-inch pieces under there. So it's a lot of firewood. I think if I do the math right, I think it's something like 6 cord. And I bought those for $150 off Amazon. Assembly is super easy too. Yeah, we've been hit by some pretty decent storms, and Those have held up really well. Comes with stakes and everything. Put right in the ground. Ugh. If you guys have any more questions, let me know. Talk about really anything. I'm an open book. I have 2 firewood stand locations. My dad's place, he lives in a neighborhood, so that's really starting to sell right now. I just restocked it with 15 more bundles the other day. I'd say currently my weekly kind of bundle money income right now, anywhere from like 50 to 100 bucks. That stuff's doing really well right now. And my expenses right now are super low because I've bought all the equipment that I need. I'm at a good spot right now. All the equipment that I need, like the essentials. Obviously I could have a better splitter, I could have a mini, I could have a bigger dump trailer, all that, but I had everything that I need to run my business. LLC, putting some away for taxes, stupid. They say 30%. They say 30% of my profit. Put it to the side. Get ready to shell that out for taxes, but I'm very profitable right now because of everything that I need. I'm about ready to post for the fall, like brush removal type work, because I got a burn spot over there that I've been doing a lot of burn stuff for this one guy a lot. Charge $100 a load, 125, if there's big stuff in there. And then sometimes when I go to a job site and the brush is like big, like it's this, I charge them to remove it, and then I make money off of it again when I cut it and split it. So there's so many people out there that think I'm not making any money, and I don't know why you think that, because why would I be posting videos? I'm trying to help other people out. I'm trying to show you how to make money in the firewood business, and dudes are like, whatever. Not gonna get into that. It doesn't really bother me. I just think it's funny. I got some comments on a few of my shorts. They're like this long. It's crazy. It took them longer to type it than it did for me to make the video. But yeah, if I know some of you guys have firewood channels that are in here right now. It's really nice when we can bounce ideas back and forth for videos and stuff like that. Or just general suggestions, or even like tips on how to run my business better and stuff like that. So if you have any kind of whatever questions, ideas, suggestions, video ideas, whatever, I have an Instagram and a TikTok. Just look up Tucker Simbers. Same logo as my YouTube and everything. So if you guys have anything to say and you want a message, like one-on-one or something, I'm there. I am there. Even if it'd be really cool, do like a collaboration of some sort eventually. That would be cool. I think I'm gonna get back to splitting, because this oak is not gonna split itself, that's for sure. Unfortunately, I do got to get more gas for the splitter. And I might try to split some of this up with a maul. So, for that guy that commented earlier, so entertaining, because I know that was 100% sarcasm. Maybe I'll break out the old maul. Start splitting it up. My ears are hurting. When am I marrying her? That's actually, she's a junior right now at Western. She's a junior, and I'm gonna be a sophomore this year. So I'm planning on it. Honestly, not too far in the future. So it's really not too far in the future. You guys will see a post one day or something. I'm her with a ring on her finger and mine. So she'll probably get me a plastic ring though, because I I'm no good for. Hey, here, look! Whoa! Here's my. Wow! You know how I'm tearing that wood apart on the splitter? Just ripping it apart. This is usually what I use. I found it. This thing's really nice. Titanium. Titanium. Oh. Yeah, Maverick, that's one thing for me. If I can get a more efficient splitter, hopefully this is a good angle. If I can get a better, not splitter, bundler, then I'll be a lot more comfortable approaching like a campground and saying I can service all your bundles. Oh, I had somebody put in a word for me about a campsite. So I'm waiting to hear back from that, because that would be pretty cool to do that. Get a campground and get some consistency. It is pretty consistent what I do right now, but like I have my restaurant I sell to every month. My bundles are consistent and all that, but yeah, having a campground would be a whole new level for sure. And I have a guy that helps me out sometimes when I'm getting low on wood. I buy split wood from him already. He's got a big bundler and he does, I think, 2 campgrounds, and he sells them by the pallet, so he gets 40 bundles on a pallet. Now I don't know how big his bundles are, but where should I go? We'll go from over here. But that's pretty good money right there. If I can start doing that, you should for sure send me the bundler, because I'm always open for a little change. There, Maverick. I think that would be a good start. Oh wow. Yeah, well, I can't do 100 an hour, that's for sure. I wish. I can do, if I really went for it, I bet per hour I could do something like 20, maybe. That's 5 minutes. Oh, I could do 30. Probably do 30. Yeah, so Maverick, if you like comment on one of my videos, I'll send you like my Instagram handle or my TikTok handle if you can't find it. Ooh. And then you can share that info with me if you would like. These are so knotty, big knots. Oh. Yeah, I'll do a bundler video, absolutely. I'll mention Maverick too if he gives me his bundle recipe and whatnot. I'll make a video. I'll make sure to mention him, shout him out. Or I could give you guys a video of how I made mine. Yeah, you want to see mine? Here. There's mine right there for you. But all I need. Some Menards scrap 2x4s. Alright. Let's see if we can't go down the middle with this guy. It's gonna take a few. That's how I used to do all my splitting, believe it or not. With a different maul though. That one's crappy. Alrighty guys. A few more splits and I'm gonna have to skedaddle because that phone's about to die. appreciate everybody watching. These streams are just kind of for guys that like firewood and everything about it to kind of talk and hopefully maybe turn the volume down. ASMR, like relaxing type thing. This is the splitter and the chainsaw, because it's relaxing for me, that's for sure. But yeah, I will have a video up tonight, guys, about black locust and why it's better than oak, in my opinion. Yeah, I appreciate all the support, all the viewers, all the subscribers, all the likes, the comments, even the bad ones. I appreciate all of it. I'll probably be out here for a long time working on this today still, but so I cut up a lot of wood. Didn't really realize it until, you know, I'm looking at it right now. It's like, it's a good chunk. Well, I have to flip that splitter vertical, but anyway, I'm going to start going live a lot more frequently. So hit that sub button, hit the bell. You guys will get the notification when I'm live. Can have another good talk and just have a nice chill split and chainsaw sesh. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. All my videos are right on this topic, nothing really different. Talking about how to better your firewood experience overall and how to make some money from it if you wish to make a business out of it. If you guys can hear those sirens or not. They found me. Anyway. Happy Tuesday, guys. Have a good one. I'll see you guys. You'll see me tonight if you watch my video. Yeah, thank you for watching, guys. I'll be streaming Sunday for sure. Sunday afternoon to Sunday night. Be on the lookout there. That's going to be my normal stream time from now on. So I appreciate all you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys on Sunday.